Hi friends, let's read the book today, The Two Mutch Sisters by Carol Brendlee. Give me a like and follow so you don't miss the next story. Pause to read what it's about. The Mutch sisters were collectors. It started when they were very little girls. First, there were 2 toy teapots, one for Ruby, one for Violet. As the sisters grew, so did their collection. 2 sundials, 2 snorkels, 2 bouffant wigs, 2 whirligigs, until the house they shared was stuffed to the shingles with 2 of everything. 2 clavichords, 2 birch canoes, 2 tapestries, 2 skeps for bees. Drawers bulged. Cupboards wouldn't close. The Two Mutch sisters had too much stuff. There was no place to set their teacups during tea time. Violet Mutch was perfectly content to hold her teacup in her lap. Ruby Mutch was not. "I've had enough," said Ruby to Violet. "This house isn't big enough for the both of us. I'm moving out." "You wouldn't," said Violet, her teacup rattling. "Oh, yes, I would," said Ruby. "And I will." And Ruby did. She picked up half of their collection. 1 gargoyle, 1 glockenspiel, 1 brass spittoon, 1 French bassoon. "You shouldn't," said Violet, her voice trembling. "Oh, yes, I should," said Ruby, "and I shall." While Violet looked on, Ruby loaded half of everything onto a truck. 1 crinoline, 1 paper kite, 1 fire plug, 1 bearskin rug. She climbed in and hauled it all to a new house on the other side of town. Ruby arranged everything to her liking. Violet visited and brought Ruby a housewarming gift. Violet visited and brought Ruby a housewarming gift. "Neither of us has too much now," said Ruby. "I've made everything just right." "You haven't," said Violet, toppling her teacup. "Oh, yes, I have," said Ruby, "and I like it." Ruby tidied her collection every day, displaying each object to its best advantage. A rowing oar, a fuzzy die, a swimming fin, a moccasin. But something was missing, Ruby thought. Ruby hadn't the slightest idea what it could be. But Violet knew. The next day, Violet's collection disappeared, and so did Violet. Days passed. Ruby worried. Then one day she spotted Violet out front. Violet Mutch had come back, and with her came everything. Violet Mutch had come back,